Hi everyone, I'm Sue and I'm a member of Potter's Church family. I want to share with you part of my faith journey. I hope it will encourage you and help you to see that there's a way through whatever you're experiencing at the moment. Life is strange. Sometimes things come across our path and we cope easily. We manage really well. There are other times when actually we feel overwhelmed. There's a lot of darkness and not much light, and we seem to have lost our way. But I want to reassure you that God is with you all the time. He knows you. He knows what you're thinking, what you're feeling. He knows what your journey is like, and He promises to walk with you every step of the way. You can rely on Him and trust in Him. He will bring light into your darkness, and He will make a way where there seems no way. September 2018 was memorable. We had a family holiday. All of us stayed in one big house in our favourite place, Woolacombe. The house was full of joy and laughter, kids' toys everywhere, but we loved it. We spent a lot of time on the beach because the weather was great. We had our fair share of ice creams. It was wonderful. The day I came home, I noticed that I'd got an abscess on my prosthetic shoulder. Yes, I am part bionic. It didn't bother me really because I thought a few antibiotics would do the trick. However, it turned out to be the beginning of a long journey of pain, frustration, disappointment and heartache. I went to see a shoulder specialist and he explained a very complicated process. There would be 2 operations. I would have to have a bespoke shoulder joint made. I would be on months of antibiotics. But the worst thing was, he said I had to stop the medicines I took for my rheumatoid arthritis. Now, I've had arthritis for 30 years and have been kept going in many ways, obviously through prayer, but also the medications. I was really shocked when he said that. In fact, I don't actually think I believed it at the time. And when I came home, yes, I cried, and I cried. But that very tough day, I opened my daily Bible readings, and the verses were Isaiah 41 verse 10. So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will help you. I will strengthen you, and I will uphold you with my righteous hand. Wow, that was amazing. And I turned from despair and thought, everything is going to be fine. All will be well. In hindsight, it all did go well, but I can't say it went smoothly. I had operations cancelled. One, I was in the anaesthetic room, just about to go in for my operation, and all the bells and whistles went off on the machines around me. The operation was cancelled. During the time of waiting, I began to feel weaker. My joints were very painful. Fatigue set in. Getting the new shoulder made wasn't as easy as we first thought. And the worst thing of all for me is that I wasn't well enough to go to worship with my church family. I wasn't well enough to go to my grandchildren's birthday parties. I missed weddings, all sorts of things, and I actually missed doing my volunteer work. Through this time, God gave me hope. He gave me peace, a peace and hope I'd never experienced before. And at my lowest times, people sent me messages, cards. They sent flowers. They brought meals. Worship songs I listened to were just perfect. And my daily readings, it was like God was just talking to me. Every thought I had in my mind, it was answered in this reading or worship song. And so many beautiful things happened just at the right time. Far too many to mention. But I just want to share 3 with you. After one of the operations was cancelled yet again, I was sent home feeling emotional. A text arrived quite late at night from an anonymous person. And all this text said was, "The Lord has it all." Wow, that was just amazing and so uplifting. And once when I was in hospital in the middle of the night, I was really struggling with missing my family. I was really upset, quite low. I was in a lot of pain too. And one of the night nurses came to my bed and she just said, "You need a cup of tea and a piece of toast." How amazing was that? And doesn't toast and tea taste wonderful when you're desperate? On the day of the operation, yes, it did actually arrive, a wonderful anaesthetist came to see me. He was so reassuring and seemed to know everything I was worried about. And he even said, "You've got a favourite place. You think about that while I put you to sleep." How amazing was that? Why would he say that? Why didn't he say, "Why don't you think about somebody special in your life?" He talked about my favourite place. There are many, many more God moments like these because God is faithful and good. Phil read Psalm 40, verses 1 to 3. "I waited patiently for the Lord. He turned to me and heard my cry. He lifted me out of the slimy pit, out of the mud and the mire. He set my feet on a rock and gave me a firm place to stand. He put a new song in my mouth, a hymn of praise to our God. Many will see and fear the Lord and put their trust in him." And we believed that this was God explaining in a picture what was happening to me, what was happening to us. I did wait, and I actually did learn quite a lot of patience. Unbelievably so for me, because I'm not really a patient person. And God did lift me out of the mire because he heard my cries when I was desperate in the middle of the night, when I was confused and disappointed, when I couldn't seem to see a way. He heard my cry and he lifted me. Yes, the operation went ahead, and now I'm on a recovery journey. And he's given me some firm ground to stand on. Today is the first time I've shared this part of my faith story publicly. And I believe I've moved to verse 3. I'm sharing what I know so that you will trust the Lord because he's with you. Corrie ten Boom said, "There is no pit so deep that God's love is not deeper still." And she's right. I know it to be true. My prayer for you who are listening to this story and you're going through challenging times is this. Turn to God, talk to God, and trust in his wonderful grace. His love, his faithfulness will bring you through because God is good. God's got this. Bless you.